This already looks, oh my goodness, why is that guy so caked up? This already looks like such a dumb game. But I need a game that had something to do. Let's see, I need a game that had to do with lifting. Because I go into work today. And I can't even remember what we were doing at first. Also, can I do bigger weights? Too heavy? Oh, I don't have enough muscle yet. What does this say? I need 11 muscle before I can do that. Can I add more of these though? Interesting. Okay. So I don't remember what I did when I first got into work. But then my boss was like, all right, we've got some more e-waste for you guys to pick up. And normally when we have to go pick up e-waste, normally it's like old computer monitors, keyboards, cords, nothing that weighs more than 20 pounds. Like 20 pounds is heavy for e-waste. Well, we go in today. And this stuff was heavy. So I'm just like looking through it. And we actually ended up getting majority of what was there. This is such a no-brain game, but it's good because I can play it easily while talking. We got majority of what was there. What happens if I run out of heart? Not enough stamina? So we gotta run for stamina? I guess. Oh, and then stamina just slowly goes back up, I guess. I'm not fast enough for that stamina. So here's a picture. I'll put a picture on screen. Here's the big stuff that we were supposed to lift. So I was looking at the labels on these things, and it said unloaded was 100 pounds, which we've lifted 100-pound stuff before. These were not 100 pounds. Loaded, it said 253 pounds. It's like, there's no way we're lifting 253 pounds. So I called my boss, or I texted him. I was like, I don't think we're going to be able to lift this with the equipment we have. And he couldn't tell if I was serious or not, because there was one time where we went to get e-waste, and it was like one computer, and we drove the truck all the way across campus just to pick up like one keyboard. That's not exactly what it was. I don't remember what it actually was, but it was something super small like that. So I sent a picture. I was like, oh, it's a good thing that we got the truck for this. Let's go. We're at 200 stamina. Now we're going to lift again. And so he's like, I don't know if you're serious or not. So I sent him that picture. Is there auto train? Yeah, there is. It's not even a game anymore. This is just a movie. And so he's like, okay, yeah, I'll get you guys a dolly. So he comes and he like checks out what we're doing, and he tries to lift this server. And no offense to my boss, but you're not that strong. Okay, 250 pounds is not, and it's like at his chest. It's one thing if you're like, I don't know, lifting from a better position, but you're not lifting 250 pounds when it's like right here. So he's like lifting as hard as he can, and he's like, ugh. And then he's just like, yeah, that's pretty heavy. And then he leaves us a dolly, which I suggested that he bring a dolly, and so like I get that he brought that, but I don't know what he was thinking, because there was no way that this dolly alone was going to make it so we could lift them. Because yeah, we have the ones on the floor, and if it was just one on the floor, then we put it on the dolly, we wheel it out onto the truck. The truck has a lift on the back of it, and so it would be really simple, just get it up into the back of the truck. So it's not like it's that complicated, right? But these things are stacked 4 or 5 tall, so there's no way we're going to be lifting these or getting them off. I just thought it was so funny. Me and my coworker were laughing so hard because he brought us a dolly after he couldn't lift it himself. Like, it's not like two of us is going to make any difference, because he could not even move this. It wasn't like, yeah, I can't lift that. He didn't even move the thing on top. And he's like, well, here's a dolly. Like, that's not going to make a difference. So, we ended up just taking most of the other stuff in the room and ignoring those big ones. And then we have to, there's what's called confined spaces. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a space that's confined. And we have to go around campus and spray paint So we have like I don't know what to call it, but it's like a piece of plastic that says confined spaces. So you put that on the wall and then you spray paint over it so that it just reads confined space on the wall. You need a permit or authorized personnel only, something like that. So we had to go do those. And the other day he brings us out to do them. And he's like, all right, here's a confined space. We open up a little hatch in the ground. It's like, this is tiny. Which a confined space, yeah, it's gonna be small, but like you couldn't even get into the space if you want to. It was probably at the most 2.5 feet square, and then 3 feet down. Like this is not a confined space. This is just a tiny little hole in the ground. You do not need a permit or anything to go in there. So he's like, I have a list of all the ones on campus. And then my dad works for campus. He does all the mapping. So I called my dad. I was like, can you give us access to the layer with all of the confined spaces so that we can just go around and find them? Well, I get on the map, and the hatches that my boss was like, yeah, you gotta spray paint these. It's like, these are not the same hatches. So it turns out those aren't confined spaces, which makes sense. The actual confined spaces have huge metal grates over them, or like these special lids that we can't just unlock, which makes sense because it leads down into the tunnels under the school and all this, like sometimes there's bad air down there and you'll die if you go down, which is part of the reason that we have to spray paint the notices on them. So, oh yeah, auto train. How heavy is this? Oh, interesting. It automatically puts on the weights that I need. Okay. Long story short, we didn't have access to the confined spaces that we were actually supposed to get in. And the annoying part about this is during the school year, I work roughly 10 hours for this job and then 10 hours as a student, a teacher's assistant, a TA, just grading stuff for my dad. And so I get 20 hours during the school year. So, but then I'm not a TA during the summer, and so I lose 10 hours there, but I'm allowed to work up to 40 hours. Normally during the school year, I'm only allowed to work 20, but during the summer, I get 40. And so coming into the summer, they're like, yeah, we've got all this stuff to do. We've got all of our annuals. We've got and annuals, I haven't done an upload in so long, so I'm like totally distracted. Annuals are just checking stuff like all of the showers around campus in the labs where people might get caught on fire or something like that, I guess. And then we also have to test all the fume hoods. So there were two girls that worked there before us, and they were like, and last summer they're like, oh yeah, these are going to take all summer to do. I don't remember actually doing them last summer. I guess they just did them last summer. And so I was like, this is awesome. We're going to, we're actually going to get 40 hours in, which even if I only got 25 hours in, that would still be great because that's more money than I was earning during the school year. The shower testing that we were supposed to take all summer to do, me and my current coworker, we did every single one of them in 2 hours. I don't know how those girls stretched it out to 80 hours. That's straight up time fraud. But we did all of it in 2 hours. And that's not even me exaggerating. Like, it was less than 2 hours. And then the fume hoods we can't do because the system where we mark everything is down right now. And then we have these confined spaces where we're supposed to do stuff, and we can't do those because we don't have access. And then we finally get this e-waste pickup today, and we can't do anything. Anyways, it's just wait, can I not run on here if they're running on here? Wait, what's competition? Yes, we need to compete. Oh my goodness, I'm so ripped. This is so stupid of a game. I need my auto clicker for this. Score 1? What? All of their scores are 56? I can't beat 56 with a 1? Oh, never mind. I'm getting better now. Long story short, I'm not getting tons of hours at work, which is a huge shame. This is such a weird game. What is up? Does it show my mouse pointer? It doesn't. That guy on the right is pretty caked up, though. This is Very interesting game to be on Roblox. So yeah, that's really all I had to say. I know I shouldn't. I could have told that story in 2.5 minutes, and we're already 10 minutes into this video. I'm not doing daily uploads because I've been focusing a lot more on getting like good content rather than lots of content. That's what I'm hoping for. What was that? $50? I guess that's good. I have no idea. So if you enjoyed this video, there's no way anyone new is watching at this point, but like and subscribe if by somehow aren't already. With that, I'll see you. I've got a really big Minecraft video. It's going to be over 1 hour long. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.